Hello everyone, Pete here, and yes, the release date window, pre-order window, and most importantly the price of the highly anticipated ROG Xbox Ally and Ally X handhelds has just leaked, and it's actually sooner and cheaper than a lot of us thought. So the upcoming ROG Xbox Ally and Ally X were shown off officially for the very first time a few days ago at the Xbox Showcase 2025 event. And while it gave us our closest look yet at these hotly anticipated handhelds, it didn't mention anything about the all-important price or pre-order info, only a very vague holiday 2025 release window. However, a new report on the Game Post website, linked below, gives us specific info we've been craving on this, and in particular from an apparently well-known and pretty accurate Spanish Xbox insider called Xtasis, who communicated directly with retailers in Europe who all recently met with Microsoft regarding the two handhelds. And according to the reports, it was these sources that were given all of the early info regarding Microsoft's upcoming rollout strategy for the upcoming devices. The report confirms what we already know, in that the standard white Xbox Ally will have the Ryzen Z2A chip similar to the Steam Deck's Van Gogh's processor, 16GB of RAM, 512GB SSD, the exact same 7-inch display as the current Ally, Wi-Fi 6E and a 60Wh battery. The higher-end Ally X model has the much more powerful Z2 Extreme chip, 24GB of RAM, 1TB SSD, a much improved haptic feedback system called Impulse Triggers, and these are not featured on the standard white model, and the same huge 80Wh battery as in the current Ally X. And both will have this highly anticipated SteamOS-like setup, where we can boot to the Windows desktop, but it will automatically boot to a new game mode with a console-like Xbox experience where the game library will feature all of our games like from Game Pass, Steam, Epic Games and other third-party titles. Although Xbox console games can only seemingly be played via remote play only if we own an Xbox Series S or X console. And those of us who are desperate to get one will not have to wait long, as according to the report, pre-orders are set to open in about 6 weeks' time of recording, and this will be in August. So if you do want one, then better start saving now. Tied into this, the report states that there are demo booths planned for the Gamescom event at the end of August in Cologne, Germany, where members of the public can finally get hands-on with these handhelds. And regarding the release date in the official trailer, all we got was an incredibly generic fall 2025 graphic, which led me and many others to assume that we're looking around November or December time. However, you'll be pleased to know that it will be even sooner, with the official launch of the ROG Xbox Ally handhelds to be just 2 months after pre-orders start. So we'll be shipping starting in October, most likely the last 2 weeks of the month. And this does make sense, as usually there's not a humongous gap between pre-orders and when consumer tech products do start getting sent out to customers, so the 2-month window does seem about right to me. And the only clue Asus had given us so far regarding price was in their recent ROG Pulse stream, and I covered the top 10 questions that they answered in this vid that I highly recommend you check out, where they stated that the cost Asus were aiming for was, and I quote, a reasonable price point. But I think that many of us, like our great viewers Dark Zone and Joshua Steed, assume that they'll be really pricey, particularly the higher end ROG Xbox Ally X to come in at around the eye-watering $1,000 mark. However, you'll be very pleased to know that the cost for these appears to be less than a lot of us thought, with the European price for the white standard ROG Xbox Ally to be €599 and the black high-end Ally X hitting €899. I know you awesome American viewers are sweating right now, but don't worry, as the US pricing is expected to be lower than this, coming in around $499 for the white standard model and $799 for the Ally X. And I expect pricing for us here in the UK to be at these exact numbers too. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Will you be pre-ordering in August? Are you excited for the end of October shipping date? And will you be looking at the $499 white standard model or the $799 black Xbox Ally X model? Let us all know in the comments. Also, keep a close eye on the channel's community post page, where it's been fascinating seeing all of your votes this week, where 2/3 of you awesome viewers wishing the ROG Xbox Ally screens were 8 inches and not 7, how only again 2/3 of you really love the new grip handles, and only 3% plan to get the white standard version, and almost half of us are aiming for the high-end Xbox Ally X version. Oh, and consider getting some Pancake merchandise while you're there too. And as a thank you for watching this far, I'd love to share this awesome quote. I'm not trying to be better than anyone, I just want to be better than I was yesterday. Ah yes, the very famous saying of comparison is the thief of joy, that it's when we start comparing ourselves to others, which, let's be honest, social media really facilitates, which can really get us down. But let's just focus on making ourselves better, stronger, less stressed and more at peace than we were yesterday. So stay encouraged today, guys. And as an extra bonus treat for staying right to the end, here's our gorgeous rescue cat, and her name is Pancake. And if you enjoyed today's video, then check out that video I mentioned earlier in answering the top 10 questions we have about these Xbox handhelds. As always, be sure to like and subscribe if you found this helpful. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.